Buffett, nobody knows if the stock is going to go up, down, sideways, or in a fucking circle.
Good evening. Today is Black Monday, the day the Dow dropped more than 500 points. The day the Dow dropped...
30 years have passed since October 19, 1987, when selling pressure rocked the New York Stock Exchange.
Stock markets opened in a state of high anxiety, which gave way to panic.
Unemployment falling 10.2%. Recessions, just that one word is enough to summon images of the stock market and house prices falling.
With over 30 million Americans unemployed and desperate for help, tonight on Capitol Hill, last-ditch talks over a relief bill went nowhere.
And shares in companies are being sold off. The FTSE 100 closed down more than 10%, the second largest fall in its history.
Businesses going bankrupt, people losing their jobs, and fear. A lot of fear.
Investors are in the dark. They don't know how many people will fall ill or how long it will take for them to recover.
And it seems like no one can win. Or can they? If recessions were truly that bad, why would some of the most prolific investors in the world, like Warren Buffett, hope to see more of them? You see, recessions have created more millionaires than the lottery has. And if there's two things that all good investors know, is that number one, although we cannot time the market will eventually crash. And seeing how the current landscape is looking, and the fact that we've had a bullish market for a while now, it looks like that crash is going to be happening sooner rather than later. And the second thing they know is that the market always bounces back. So what's the key of profiting in a recession? Number one is preparing well. Number two is investing well. And number three is not to panic. In this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 places where I'm going to be investing $150,000 before the foreseeable 2021 recession. And I know what some of you may be thinking, oh, well, this does not apply to me because I don't have that type of money. Well, I've got good news for you, because these mindsets and these strategies are going to apply whether you have $1,000 to invest or $10 million to invest. And my promise to you is that by the end of this video, you'll be well equipped to weather any economic storm coming our way and come out victorious. So I'm very excited for this video, and without further ado, let's get right into it. The first place where I'm going to be investing is Bitcoin. And I'm guessing I'm going to get a bit of backlash from that, but let me explain my decision. First of all, I'm going to be investing 10 to 15% on Bitcoin. So we're looking at around $15,000 into Bitcoin. Now, I truly believe that there's two types of people who do not buy Bitcoin. Number one are the people that obviously don't have money to invest into Bitcoin. And number two are the people who do not understand Bitcoin. So with that being said, let me explain how I see Bitcoin and why I truly believe it should be a part of your investment portfolio. I see Bitcoin as digital gold or digital real estate, basically a place where I can store value. Now, the great thing about Bitcoin is that it's literally designed for times like these, where there's a lot of uncertainty and also where there's a few external sources trying to control the economy. And I won't get into that into too much detail in this video, but the great thing about Bitcoin is the fact that no one can change it and no one can hack it. It is completely decentralized. And in times like these, where the Fed keeps printing trillions of dollars in imaginary money and the value of the dollar goes down, people are going to look for other ways of storing value, and that is where the price of Bitcoin is probably going to soar up. Now, I don't recommend you put all your eggs into the Bitcoin basket, but simply just a small hedge against the financial chaos that is happening right now. Obviously, do not invest any money that you're not comfortable losing. The way I see Bitcoin is just a sunk cost, and so I put the money into Bitcoin. The mindset is, I expect this to make me zero, but if it makes me money, great, and it can make me a ton of money. And some of the things that excite me about Bitcoin is, firstly, it's been the number one performing asset in the last decade, and number two, a portfolio with 95% cash and 5% Bitcoin has actually proven to outperform the S&P 500. So those are some facts, and that is my investment into Bitcoin. That is the mindset that I'm going into Bitcoin with. Now into the second investment. My second investment is going to be the stock market. I'm going to be investing into stocks, and I'm going to be investing around a 10 to 15%, just like Bitcoin. So that comes out to be around $15,000. Now, I am not a day trader, nor will I attempt to be one. I guess this is a good time for those of you who are new to my channel. My name is Jaime, and I run a social media marketing agency where we transform e-com brands into market leaders. So we help them aggressively and very profitably scale online. And so my business is my core focus, and I want to keep it that way. So I'm going to be looking into longer term investments. And that is why for my stock portfolio, my goal is not to invest into trends or things that are really taking off. Obviously, if I can do that, then great, right? But I'm looking to invest into value. And one of the quotes that I really resonate with by Benjamin Graham, who was a massive inspiration for Warren Buffett, is, in the short run, the market is a voting machine, and and in the long run, the market is a weighing machine. And what that means is that yes, in the short term, little trends here and there can win, but over the long term, the companies that are really valuable will win. And those are the companies that I want to invest into. Companies that I truly believe in, companies that I know about, companies where I actually use their product oftentimes. And those are the type of companies that I want to have in my investment portfolio. But I'm probably going to wait out a bit for them to self-regulate, especially the technologies like it's happening to Tesla right now. So that is my second investment, and now to the third investment. Now, the third investment is real estate. And the thing about real estate is that the house prices usually fall 1 year after the economic recession. So I'm probably not going to be investing into real estate until the end of 2021. But I'm looking to invest anywhere from 30 to 40 to even 45% into real estate. So I'm looking for a property where I can put $50,000 to even $60,000 as a down payment. So that is my real estate strategy. I'm going to be looking to rent this property, so I'm not going to be living in it. I'm going to be looking for that passive income, and then I'm probably going to flip the property in 4, 5, 6 years. So that is the third strategy. And now onto the fourth investment. The fourth investment is going to be my core business, which is my social media marketing agency. And in times like these where a recession is on its way, I'm so glad I started a business like a social media marketing agency. And the reason why that is because it's a cash flow profit business. And what that means is that it generates a ton of profit. And so my profit margins, depending on the month, are around 80, 85 to even 90%. Obviously now I'm cutting down my profit margins because I'm investing into a bunch of software, team members, and really just taking the whole thing to a whole new level. But I love it not only because it generates incredible cash and incredible profit, it's very, very cash flow positive. And not only that, but it allows me to be very flexible. I'm not tied up in a big investment, or I don't have many expenses. I don't have to be in a physical location, so I can move to different countries if the world ever comes to an end in Europe or wherever it is. It gives me that flexibility, which I absolutely love. And so that is why in times like these, especially, I'm very happy to run a social media marketing agency, and why I think it's an incredible business model. But with that being said, let's talk about the investment into my business. Now, I'm going to be investing around a 30% in my business with that amount. So I'm dumping that amount into my business straight away. Obviously, I invest into my business month on month with my current business cash flow. So I'm not including that into this mix. But that's going to be 30% of the total investment. And here is the reasoning. A recession is a time of financial struggle. Historically, it's in times like these that companies like Walmart or Amazon have grown exponentially. So consumers are looking for cheaper prices and big discounts. How is that going to affect my business? First of all, e-commerce brands, which are the people that we help, might have tighter marketing budgets, but obviously they still want to grow. Secondly, there might be less startup companies and more well-established brands that have more cash reserves to weather the storm. So knowing that, in a nutshell, here's how my agency is going to prepare. Number one, we're going to become the uncontested e-com agency in the world, so that for these more well-established brands who need to make their marketing budget work and have good cash reserves, there's no question as to what agency they should pick to make their money work and to grow online. And secondly, we're going to have ridiculous upfront costs for small brands. So no one is going to beat us in terms of pricing. And I'm going to make sure that even though we don't have those base retainers in place that are extremely high, like most agencies, I'm going to make sure that we still make a lot of money and grow very fast. So that is my strategy for my business investment. The final thing that I will say on this topic is that it's very, very important to have good cash reserves, especially with a recession coming up. I like to have, for example, 2 years of expenses covered already. And so that gives me peace of mind to make longer term decisions. Because in case things hit the fan, I never want to be in a position where I desperately need to make money that month or the business will just fall apart. So that is how I'm investing into my business. And now onto the final investment. The final investment is this person right here, myself. I'm going to be investing upwards of 10%, probably more like 15, 20% into myself. And the reason why this is because why is it that people like Warren Buffett love recessions? Why is it that it creates so many millionaires around the world? Why? Why does Warren Buffett say things like be fearful when others are greedy and be greedy when others are fearful? Why? It's simply because they know something that most people don't. In times of crisis, in times of recession, most people are emotional, and emotional decisions are usually not the best decisions to make. On the flip side, knowledge makes you logical, and logical decisions in times of recession tend to be the right ones. I would personally say that I know an okay amount when it comes to investments, but it's literally 5-10% of what I'd like to know by the end of 2020. And I don't want to waste time, I don't want to waste energy, and most importantly, I do not want to waste money on bad investments. And so that's why I know to get to the knowledge level that I want to get to and to be very profitable, I need to surround myself with the right people that have actually walked the talk, and one-to-one mentorships. And that's what I'm going to be investing into. A lot of people shy away from investing into themselves. It definitely was the case for me when I was at the very, very start of my entrepreneurship journey. Obviously, I had a bit of fear, but that fear is not well founded. In reality, given that you're investing into the right mentorship, into the right person, it's always way more expensive not to invest into yourself. Not only because of the huge time you waste by taking wrong turns, but also because of the money you may waste. So that is my final investment, investing into myself. The final question is, what do I do with the rest of the money? And first things first is I keep most of my money cash and liquid. And that might be a big surprise to a lot of people who may be more aggressive when it comes to their investments. And the reason why I do that, as weird as it sounds, is because it helps me keep an abundance mindset. When you have cash and you don't really need the money, then that means that when I jump on a client call, I don't have to rush into a client partnership that's just not a good fit. I can be very meticulous about the people that I let into the agency and the people that we're gonna really focus on and grow the brand to the next level. And so it helps me keep that abundance mindset. And the second thing is it allows me to be very agile with my money. And if I wanna dump more money into these investments, if they go well, then I can do that. If I don't, then I can also do that. And so that wraps up this video. Now is the time for my plugs. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and drop a massive thumbs up. These videos take quite a lot of time to put together the ideas, to script them, to edit them. So I would really appreciate it, and it helps me stay motivated to create more. Also, go ahead and comment down below any questions, anything you may want to ask. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, there's so much content coming out on personal finance, entrepreneurship, and a 360 approach to social media marketing agency, which is the business that I run, the business that I help others build, and the business that I'm incredibly passionate about. So go ahead and sub to my YouTube channel and hit that notification bell to never miss any of my uploads. And the final thing is, if you haven't joined the free Facebook Mastermind, it's an incredible community full of like-minded people looking to scale their agency, level up in life, and gain financial freedom. I'm going live in there to answer your questions, interviewing top players in the space, and doing live free training. So if you don't want to miss any of that, go ahead and check out the link in the description, apply, and if you're a good fit, we will let you in. And as always, guys, hope everything's going well in your journey, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.